Hey, Ryan from Combat Off-Road. Got our new full metal jacket doors. If you didn't know already, they're already drilled and set up to fit the soft uppers from Bestop. We'll put exactly what part numbers in the bottom for the video so you know what works for your vehicle. So there's absolutely no modification needed for the front JT, the front JL, the rear JL, the front JK, and the rear JK. So only one mod. That's going to be for the rear of our door, because you notice we're the only guys that are going to give you a matching body line profile for the rear door, but you do have to modify the rear upper. And like I said, part numbers will be in there. We're going to show you in the next clip how to modify this guy, fit on here, so you can run soft uppers with our full metal jacket door. All right, so we got our soft upper. This is gonna be JLJT in Bestop part number. Like I said, we'll have that in the bottom. But we were saying, because of our profile, you have to modify the frame. So I'm gonna go over how to modify the frame right now. So it's really simple. This one's already modified. But if you have a look down here, this is the door, the rear obviously. So our partner of our door is gonna be 35-1039, but simply, it's just all Velcroed in. So you wanna undo the Velcro for the frame. Yeah, they're a little stiff, so they're gonna probably re-Velcro, but you'll get the idea. So all you wanna do is just peel it out of the frame. We're gonna disregard the fabric for a minute. So I'm just gonna put that in the Jeep out of the way. So we're gonna be working with the steel frame. And then I'm gonna go over just some tools needed, a couple steps. So tools needed for the job. We have our frame already out of the box, or the cover, the soft cover is removed. All you're really gonna need, you know, they have to be purple safety glasses only, or it won't work. So you wanna cover your eyes. I got these can cut gloves because this disc can cut me if I didn't have them. So we're gonna run some gloves. You're gonna run yourself a nice thinner cutting disc. This is a 5-inch, that doesn't really matter. You can do a mini disc. We happen to have an electric DeWalt sitting in the garage because we're doing it from home. Most of our videos, 99% are gonna be from home or from the driveway, just to show you how easy it is to use our products, and everyone can get a chance to participate. But if you don't have time, or you just don't wanna do it, tons of cool shops will do it for you. This is a pretty simple one. So let's go from there. I took out some panel bolts. You don't have to do this, but I'm just gonna do it to show you like how they actually seat inside the door. So really straightforward. I already cut it, but basically step one, remove the panel so the frame's exposed. So this particular frame piece was pretty much just right there. So that's where the frame piece was. So all you want to simply do is get yourself the tool. Just so you don't think it's a prop, this is actually real live. Goggles, gloves. You're just gonna cut along the peg line till that's removed. You're gonna cut along the frame line till that's removed. And just to deburr it all, you can use the flat side of the disc and just go over and clean that up. I hadn't painted this one yet, but if you want, just hit it with some paint, whatever you want. Black paint, rust paint. That's all you need to do. So from Bestop, sometimes I get some of these door uppers over the years, they don't have these. They're basically just a stopper. So for our door to fit nice, I found that we just totally eliminate the stopper and run it right on the bottoms. So I'll show you on the front door here. So ours just come all the way down. So 1, 2, 3, they're down to the frame. That seems to fit right. I didn't cut this. You would cut this to fit, just because we have a bunch of different videos to do. So, but that sits nice in the profile of the door jamb. So I would just omit those. If you feel like you want to keep them, play with it, go right ahead. I just feel sometimes you don't get enough all the way down with even the space of those. So take those out. That's that. So after you've painted it and it's all dried and nice and you're happy with that, the next step is going to be to reinstall the fabric part of the window. So this is really easy too. Goes in about as easy as they came out. So I just tuck it up in the corners first. Like I said, you're probably going to be working with brand new ones unless you find a deal on some soft uppers on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or Jeep Group or something. But these are pretty, these are pretty much brand new. We only use them for testing and stuff, so they're not worked in yet. But like I said, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Once you get it tucked in, just go around, reattach the Velcro in the spots. So make sure you're happy with that. And then the next step is going to be just adding to the door. So give me a sec, and then I'm just going to take the rest of these bolts out. And I'll show you what it looks like when you slide it onto the door from an inside point of view. All right, so I've taken the panel off just to kind of show you what's going on. So you're going to have your pre-drill holes up here, ready to go. 2 holes, that's going to match the 2 holes. And then they're down here, and you guide them in to these platforms, and that's going to secure the top upper window door to our door. So let me play with this a little bit because it's all cable attached. There's no real need for me to undo cables. But now with your modified section, all you're going to do, so you just got to feel it out when you drop it in. Obviously, you don't need to have this panel off to do this. That's the whole point. But I just want to show you what happens. So there you go. So they're bottomed out on the frame here. I'll open this up. So you can see the frame's bottomed out to us, which is perfect. These line right up. These are secured in here. And then the bar you cut out's bypassed. And then the other frame bar just sits on the outside. If you have a little interference, don't be afraid to just bend this out with your hands. You can see the Bestop has them profiled in. If you feel like you need more, you can apply pressure and you can bend this in a little bit more. So I'll show you what that's like. I'm just gonna put the panel back on so you get an idea, and we'll shut the door and everything. Okay, I put the panel back on because obviously now we know what's going on under there. But when you get it where you want it and everything's happy, you can trim these weather stripping pieces. I have some other videos and stuff too, so I'm gonna leave mine. So I'm just gonna fold it up a little bit. There you go. So once you trim that, it'll fall in place. But that's it. So obviously we don't have Velcro here. You could get sticky Velcro if you really want. I don't think it's necessary, just because if you're gonna run the doors a lot without it, you're just gonna have it there, but you're more than welcome to put something there. But they're engaged through the holes, and they're engaged through those mounting plates inside, so the upper's not gonna go anywhere. And you can see you can bend this profile in more if you want. So you could take this and you can bend this frame to have it sit in a little better if you want. You know, obviously we're gonna trim that about there. So for the video, just gonna fold that in. Yeah. Same with the front. I didn't trim that one either. But they fit pretty good. Better than if anyone's had 2-piece soft uppers, you know they're far from a full steel frame door. So we're super happy with the way they fit. The mod's super easy. You're just gonna take one little bar out and that's it. So it's really quick. So out of the box, they're ready to accept the soft uppers. There's Black Diamond, there's Twill from Bestop. Those are the ones we have. This is Twill. We like Twill the best. They're a little more money, but they definitely look the best. If you want to save a few bucks, you can run the Black Diamond option. But like I said, quick cutoff tool, cut the bar, clean it up, toss some paint on it, you're good to go.